back. Today's video I'm going to show you how I make some of my jute poles for my climbing plants as another alternative to moss poles or birch poles. It's just another choice in styling that you can choose depending on your space if you like the way that these look. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. You're going to need a few things to get this started. I'm using a wood dowel. Mine's 1.25 inch diameter. You can pick this up from Lowe's, Home Depot, anywhere like that for a few dollars. Second thing you're going to need is some jute rope. I think this is 1/2 inch diameter, and I find that it works well with this diameter of dowel. Now if you're using a smaller size dowel, you may want to use a smaller size rope just so it wraps a little bit nicer, but that's ultimately up to you. Also got a pair of gloves, just gardening gloves or work gloves, because working with the jute can hurt your hands if you try and go too fast. And then you're also going to need a glue gun and some glue. So once you buy the dowel, now this was a 4-foot piece, I cut it down to about half so I can make a couple of different ones. The one that I've made here, this one's a full 4-foot dowel, so it stands about that tall off the floor. That one will obviously be used for some bigger plants, and this one will be used for a little bit of a smaller plant. There's a couple ways that you can first initially attach the rope to the dowel. What I like to do is start the dowel, and I like to wrap one roll around the jute like this, and make kind of like a knot like that. Once I've got the end wrapped real tight, that's when I get out the glue gun and I'll secure it to the post there. So I'll come up here a little bit closer here so hopefully you can see. So I'll wrap like this, put my thumb on it there, wrap it over the top like that. I'll get it up close to the top here like this, and then I'll go around and glue it with the hot glue. You have to hold it kind of fairly tight in order to get it to stay like this and not come unraveled. The other alternative is to cut a notch in the post and then feed the rope through. The glue's nice and hot here, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on it while I hold it. I'm just putting a nice even bead of glue around the pole and the rope where they meet. And then I've got to hold that until it dries. So once the glue started to go more of an opaque color from the clear, you know it's starting to finally dry. Give it a few more minutes here and then I will start wrapping. Now if you are just gluing on the pole like I am here, when you first start wrapping you want to be very careful that you're holding the glued wraps while you initially make the first 5 or 6 wraps around the pole. This way you can wrap it fairly tight still, but you don't risk breaking the glue's bond with the post. Okay, so another thing here, I'm going to go ahead and put these gardening gloves on just for a little bit of protection. I don't know how many people are watching as a kid or as an adult have got rope burn sliding down jute rope or from holding jute rope, and so when you're wrapping it on the pole here, you really want to be able to, wrap it fairly tight, which means it's some sliding action in your fingers and you don't want to get rope burn. So put some gloves on, protect your hands. You can see I'm still holding my wrap at the top, and I'm going to slowly start wrapping the jute around the post. Okay, now that I've got the first 5 or 6 wraps done, what I do is I put my finger on the bottom here underneath the rope on one side, and I put my thumb pushing up against the rope on this side, and then I just rotate the post until it's wrapped. This allows me to hold some tension on it while still pushing the rope into place with my fingers. And I can go a little bit faster than just doing single wraps. You don't want to get a loose wrap because it's really hard to fix it down the line. So it's important that you maintain that pressure and that tension on the rope. If your hands start to get a little bit tired like mine do, you can take a break. This one was a little bit of an injury earlier on, so I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm about halfway done, or a third of the way done. I like to put a little bit of glue as I wrap, just to kind of maintain that tension and ensure that we're not going to lose our place, so to speak, as we keep going. So a little bit of glue on the post. Now you got to be a little bit more careful as you move your fingers around so you don't get glue on your gloves. And then once you get past the glue again, you can go back into that wrapping style. Good arm workout too for anybody that needs some arm workout, build some muscles. I need it, so I should do more of these, obviously. Now we're getting to the end. I'm gonna do a little bit more wraps here. So as I get really close to the end, I'm gonna glue it a couple places. So I'm gonna maybe glue it around here, just for the final few wraps, and hopefully make less tension on the final wrap when we're trying to glue that down. So we'll go around here like this. So to get to the end, I've left enough rope short that I have enough that I can still stick in my pot. The way I calculated this is I took my rope and I wrapped it around enough that I would just do, like, say 6 inches of length. And once I got 6 inches with my rope, I unwrapped it, I measured how much rope I needed, and then obviously multiplied it by how much distance I was going to cover. Now that we're at the end, we need to do a really good job gluing this rope down, so it's important that we hold it tight. If you have like a wood clamp, like one of those quick clamps, you could use that to clamp it as well. I just hold mine. And the reason that I put the glue just a couple rows back up is that in case you're in this position and you need more glue, or you need something and you need to put this down, you're not unwrapping half the post. So you're only going back a few inches and a few wraps and you can start over. So I just put a nice little bead in a couple places on this wrap. And just ensure that I hold it into place there. And I'm actually going to glue a little bit more just right on this final wrap down here, just to kind of keep it from unraveling. It's maybe not the cleanest craft job, but once you have a plant growing up it's going to look great. So I just put a little bit of glue around that bottom edge. It matches the glue around the top edge there. Okay, so the glue is dry and now we're left with our pole. It's finished. Just another option to use for your climbing plants instead of a birch pole or a moss pole. It almost has a little bit of a bohemian vibe to it, so depending on how you want to style your plants in your space, it's another option for you, and it's very inexpensive and easy to make. I think that probably only took us about 10 minutes to do it from start to finish. If you guys found today's video helpful, please think about subscribing to the channel. Please hit that like button, I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.